was fucking good, boyos. I've got a confession to make. I didn't even know that Dana White's Contender series was on until like this afternoon. I don't usually like live streaming during a watch along, but we'll see how it goes. How are you all doing tonight? Here we fucking go. How you doing, Crystal? What's good in the hood? I don't know how long the I haven't watched the first 2 weeks of Contender series. I've been really busy doing other things, but I'm looking forward to this one. I don't know who any of the fighters are, so I'm going in pretty blind on this one. It should be interesting. I've watched like most seasons of it, but I think there's only 4 fights on tonight as well, right? Maybe I'm incorrect about that. I don't know. I've already made $170 selling my honey. How much is like the maintenance of doing something like that? You know, having like the beehives and all that kind of stuff and all the I'm very I wouldn't go as far as to say that I'm scared of bees, but I'm not a huge fan. I assume you've been stung like multiple times. I wouldn't even think of doing something like that. I'm quite squeamish around creepy crawlies in general, and I don't like killing things. So the whole process of like capturing them and throwing them out of the house and that as well is like, I'm glad I live in a country like England where we don't get any weird bugs and creatures in general. That's helpful. I just realized as well I've fucking gone vertical again, haven't I? Shit. That wasn't the plan. Meh, we'll see how it goes. And no, I'm not getting drunk for this one. It's fucking Tuesday. The cost is pretty minimal. It's getting the rest of the equipment together. That little shindig I made to fill those tiny 100, I saved myself 1,000. But see, that's what I'm saying. If you're resourceful in the game, like it sounds like you are, I assume it's more of a passion project though, or is it something that you set out to be a profitable venture? This round, a seam ripped on my glove, and I had about 70. See what I'm saying? That I would freak out if that happened to me. I would. That sounds like that's like one of my nightmares, like a nightmare scenario. Like genuinely, I feel like I'm giving away too many of my fears. Just wanted to drop in and say what's up, Frankie. I'm live as well. Sweet bro. I wasn't sure if you would be or not. I forgot that the Contender series was on today. I was just planning on doing like a regular live, but I guess while I'm here on my regular slot, I might as well just watch while I chat to people. But I hope yours goes well, man. I'll probably pop in on yours at some point because I don't think I'll hang out for the entirety of the whole thing. We'll see how it goes. How long is like a conventional Dana White's Contender series show? I assume it's like an hour and a half or so. I started off doing a hobby and then everybody wanted the honey, so I had to get more beehives so I could have some of my honey. Sounds like a euphemism, that one. Now it's turning into a business just like the chickens. I think it's good. I think if you start things off as a passion project, it tends to work out a lot better. You know, if it's something that you just enjoy doing, and then if you can parlay that into making money from it, those tend to be the things that are the most successful, in my experience. Like my view on things is you should never try to make money from anything that you don't enjoy doing. Obviously, that's not an ideal situation, but seeing as you spend most of your life grinding, the last thing you want is doing something you hate, not 40 hours a week. Everyone wants the honey crystal. The sun is going to explode soon. I can't wait. To be honest, mate, if I've always thought about end of world scenarios, and I imagine I just kind of shrug and be okay with it. I think I'm ready to go at this point. I'm not really that bothered anymore. It would be a nice light show before we go out, I guess. I'll take that. How you doing, No Sniff? Good to see you, brother. I'm finally like acclimatized into being back home, back in the relatively cold weather. finally got my sleep sorted out a little bit more, so I feel like I'm gradually getting back. This is going to be interesting because I don't know who any of these fuckers are. I'm finally going in blind. I wonder if it'd be worthwhile putting a parlay on while I'm here. What do we reckon? Anyone got any recommendations? I've been on a bit of a losing streak the last few weeks when it comes to yes, death can be glorious. I plan on making mine fucking legendary, mate. Oh, there is 5 fights. Anyone got any recommendations of who I should throw in here? Because I don't know who any of these fuckers are. So I'm going into this one very blind. Hang on, there's somebody called Nick Piccaninny. Oh God. I know that I'm an Irishman, obviously. I should really put my money on Jack Duffy, but you can't bet against somebody with a name like Nick Piccaninny, surely. Sounds fucking incredible. Sounds like a fucking cartoon character. Hmm. The only thing I don't like about the Contender series is the 20-minute wait time in between fights while you hear all their fucking sob stories. It feels like American Idol, the fights. I can't stand that shit. I've realized as well there's a lot of people streaming tonight. And I did not plan on doing a vertical, so shit, might have fucked this one up. Oh, this Yanni the Greek guy looks like a fucking creep, doesn't he? It's fucking creepy, dude. I haven't been able to hardly watch anything either this week. I plan on catching up tonight when I can forward through everything that sucks. That's a good. The thing is that the one thing about being active on this senior is there's always so much stuff to catch up on, especially with the amount of people we know within the space now. Like so many of my favorite YouTubers like live stream, and I don't have time to watch all of them because obviously I'm sleeping and doing stuff with the kids and whatnot. So it's nice when I got a bit of time, but certainly in transitioning in between places to catch up on those streams. So there's like a limited amount of shit to watch on YouTube, which I'm really grateful for. Yeah, the the last time I went on, I did a vertical as well, and I didn't really notice much difference to be fair. But it looks what was interesting is when I did like a poll on the matter, like most of the people who were in there were saying that they mostly watch on their phones. I think it was over 50%. And the feedback that I got was that it's much easier to see, like, obviously a vertical stream on a phone because it just fits the screen a little bit better and it's a bit less congested. So that could be a benefit. It might be something that I just do going forward. I watch everything on 1.5 speed. I imagine with my voice here, fucking hell me, I must sound like a goddamn. I must sound. I sound fruity with my regular voice, so I imagine sped up. When is the last time you cried? It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. The last time actually was I didn't cry like we. Do you mean crying or like weeping? I'm not really a weeper. If you're talking about when tears were shed, um, my a couple of weeks ago, my son's school uniform turned up. Like a big bot, like I'd ordered the uniform like 6 weeks ago, and I completely forgot about it. And it turned up at the house. And when I cracked it open and I pulled out all of it, I was like, it hit me. I was like, shit, like he's going to school soon, and I started like, I felt quite emotional. like crying. To be honest, the last time I cried, Jay, I was actually watching a movie about man, I sound like a real bitch right now. Fuck it. Um, oh, what was the name of that movie again? Hang on a second, guys. It was a Northern Irish movie. I recommended it to Brutally a little while ago. Hang on a second. Hang on. I always forget the name of this movie. Oh, it's called Nowhere Special. Nowhere Special. Let me see if I can put. If you Let me see if I can pull up the IMDb page for this. I'll post it in the Yeah, this was a tearjerker, mate. I tend to get emotional about things that have to do with parenthood. That's my trigger. It's like I'm obviously very invested in my kid. So those are the ones that tend to get to me. Being real. So that was the last time I wept like a little whore. That was the last time. But I imagine when my son has his first day of school, I'm probably gonna have some problems as well. So is there anyone to look out for on this Contender series show that you think would be really good? Let me be real for a second, though. I could see that's because you're one of those natural born leader types. Natural born leader types. I don't know. I don't know if I would go that far. I'm the eldest. I'm the eldest kid in my family, so there is a bit of an element of like, maybe there is maybe a little bit of an element of that. But man, I don't care. I don't care about being a little pussy. Doesn't bother me. Make sure you understanding what I'm saying before the stream. Okay, Andy. I hope you're doing well there, buddy. All right, so we've got Pickaninny versus Jack Duffy. I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I've been slowly getting my sleep stuff back on track. Like I said, it's been rough because I hadn't seen my son for like 2 weeks. So I'm making sure I'm obviously spending as much time with him as possible, making sure I'm getting my workouts in and whatnot. But it's just been about getting my sleep back on track. I'm hoping that I'm back there now. I'm hoping so. But yeah, I'm doing good, Andy. How are you, man? What comment? No need to apologize, man. I wasn't offended. It's very hard to offend me, mate. A natural born leader never claims to be that type. See if we can check mark number one on the test. I passed test number one, then I see. I'm glad to see. I'm glad to hear that, Andy. It sounds like your Planet of the Apes watching is a good idea. All right, I'm going for this Pickaninny cunt based on the fact that he's got a super sweet name. I should be picking the Irish guy, but I'm a disloyal scumbag, so screw it. Both undefeated. Interesting. Oh, he had addiction issues. Damn, I should have gone for the addiction issues guy. Those guys are usually built differently. What's one thing you will tell your son if you was to go? Oh man, Are you trying to get me to fucking weep on live? Geez, that's a fucking hard thing. That's a hard question. I think it would mostly centered on just, to be honest, yeah, I'm kind of like, I think it would mostly be centered on just making sure that you're always thinking about other people. It'd be something along those lines. Like I was always raised to be like kind of generous and caring about other people, and I want to raise my kids to be the same way. So it'd more be about just you know, kind of wanting him to be the man that he would want his kids to be, and to show that, I guess. You cunt. It is what it is, though. What's up, though? Yeah, it is what it is something I should print on a t-shirt. I say that about 47 times a stream. There are certain things I say repeatedly, especially when I'm nervous. How you doing, B702? What's this guy doing? What's this cunt doing? I've never seen somebody lie and put their legs against the cage like that. How you doing, B702? It is what it is what I say when I'm trying to fill space when I'm thinking about the next thing to say. The fuck is this guy doing? Get the fuck up. What's he doing? I hope this guy gets smacked. Oh! To be honest, yeah, that shit is kind of disconcerting when somebody does something weird like that. Leon versus Ian Gary. I think Leon beats Ian Gary up. But mind you, I thought he beat Bilal up and I was very disappointed. I don't know, man. I think that's more out of hope than expectation. Glad to hear you're good, bro. Usman versus JDM. I'd go with JDM. I think Usman's a bit too. I think it'd be a tough fight. It's one of the tougher fights for JDM. It would be a tough fight. To be honest, yeah, I think Usman might actually. It depends what version of Usman we get in there. But if Usman can recapture the the way he fought against Hamza and even against the first fight with Leon, I think he'd beat JDM. I think he's a bad stylistic matchup for him because JDM can't get off his fucking back. Tell you should stick with this. How is all you new folk today? Do you know what? It's nice to have some regular motherfuckers up in here. I'm always grateful for that. Well, this isn't the barn burner I was hoping it would be. Oh, pickin. I'm not calling him Piccinini. It's Piccanini. I don't give a fuck what they say it is. Oh, he's got his arm. Oh. Oh, he's out. Kick him up the arse. This stuffy guy is weird. Glad to hear you're good though. It's B. I can just call you B because B702 feels like I'm shouting out a sentence every time. I'm just gonna call you B7. I'm lazy. Chimaev or Whitaker? I'm gonna go with Whitaker. How you doing, Briston? Good to have you in here, my man. Oh, he's got him. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Whitaker. Chimaev is basically a superstar for the first, or he's unstoppable for the first like 3 minutes, and I don't know if he's gonna get Whitaker out of there in that time. So I think Whitaker's gonna have a horrible first round, and then he's gonna beat the fuck out of him for another 4, and Chimaev's gonna look horrible. I don't trust Chimaev. What's your favorite snack? I can eat things like fries and like chips all day long. I'm a typical Irishman, mate. Anything like spud related, I'm down. Cool. Everyone's called me B since 7th grade, and 702 is the bro. That makes sense. Having that as like it's a great choice of name, to be fair. Oh, Piccinini looks like he's about to fuck this up here. Come, so I just called him Piccinini. Yeah, B7 sounds like it sounds like a Star Wars droid. Vitamin B7. I didn't even think of that. So yeah, nice to have you back, Briston. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with Whitaker. I've said from day one that I think Chimaev's overrated. I've been saying that for years, and I boldly predicted that he would never be a champion ages ago. MVP versus JDM. Who wins? JDM. I think JDM would win. I think JDM would work the body and break him down. It would be a very boring fight though. Can you handle spicy food? I can, yeah, but I'm one of those people, yeah. I don't really understand why people overspice their shit. For me, it takes away from the like enjoyment of the taste of the food. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Duffy's fucking up that leg. Yeah, like I said, I can handle it, but I don't necessarily like it. Kamzat will never be champ because of his inactivity and his pull-out game. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. I just don't think Chimaev's that good. I don't think it's that good. This Piccanini guy looks fucking dog shit. I feel like I've made an error picking this bum. This scrubber doodle. But yeah, I literally said that 3 years ago, and I got toasted for it. I said Hamzat wouldn't be champ before he fought Burns. I've just always felt that he's never that good, or a bit overhyped. And I think the wins that he did get were way over exaggerated as well. I mean, look at the dudes he's beaten. Frankie, you got any bars? You mean like rap bars? Nah, I only yeah, definitely not. I'm lyrically retarded, mate. If Leon beats Ian Gary, should he fight another person or get a title shot? If he beats Ian Gary, we should all put him up on our shoulders and hail him as the hero that we thought we'd lost. I know I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that making the walk. I felt like it was a way I could get away with using a racial slur because it looks like the guy's name. Oh, Piccinini's getting fucking. Oh, he's getting touched right up the top, up the middle on that chin. This guy is whack. Oh, this is embarrassing to watch at this point. This is embarrassing to watch at this point. Yeah, that was a bad pick based on the name. Oh, Piccinini's got him down now. Beat his ass, bro. Choke his ass out. I'm aware of the Piccinini thing. It's an unfortunate name to have. I'll put it that way. You keep saying it's making me think of a panini bread sandwich. It's only a matter of time before food starts getting brought up in here. Bilal has no submission threat. He had Leon's back and did nothing and held him onto the cage. Yeah, I mean Bilal's got no threat in any way. He's just got a lot of pressure and is a bit awkward. And to be fair, like I said, it's worked for him. I'm still in complete disbelief that he did what he did to Leon, and I had to sit there and watch it live, and I was literally sat there like 30 minutes after the event with my head in my hands, dressed like a cartoon wolf, coping hard. If you had a girlfriend, would you cheat on her for $5 million? I don't think I'd need $5 million. But no, I like I said, I've got like kids and shit like that. I'm that's not a very tough question. That's not a tough question. What an interesting question. Bro, I thought about how it was actually pronounced. I was like, my blackness won't allow me to root for him. It's not his fault, bro. Or maybe it is. We'd have to look into the lore of this guy. Maybe there was like a name change along the way where he's like, I can't be racist. I can't say the name, but if I give myself like a really racist name, then maybe I can snigger every time, and then I just won't correct people. But this racist motherfucker is now starting to take over a little bit. I've just labeled him as a racist motherfucker now. Come on, Piccinini. Beat his ass. This is 1-1, right? This is clearly 1-1. Who's the new champ of the world? It's definitely going to be it's Shavkat's to lose probably at this point. I think Shavkat will get the next shot. The thing is with Bilal, as much as I think he's a tool and he's a jar, I think he'll be more always out. I think he'll be more active. He'll be more of an active champion. So, because I'm assuming the UFC will try to book him as much as possible to get him out of there. That's the thing. We could all fight Bilal and get to a decision. There's no danger there. Well, this has been a fucking dud so far. I'm pretty sure this is 1-1 going into the third, or I mean, I hope it is for my sake. You made me think of something bad. Can I post it? I want to say yes. I think I can trust you. You've got quite a good track record in here. Depends what you define as bad. Yes, get his ass down. I mean, not that I have a dog in this fight. Oh, he's got his back again. That's awful, Western. That kind of joke is right. That's a dad joke if I've ever seen one. That's very clever. You've been coming out of a few corny dad jokes the last couple of days. I've seen you around. Would you rather fight Alex Pereira or Ngannou for 5 rounds? It wouldn't. I mean, I imagine fighting either of them for 5 rounds or 30 seconds would essentially be the same thing. I'd probably rather fight Pereira. Because I think with my size, I think Ngannou could genuinely kill me. Have you ever heard of Troy Bond at the Comedian? I have not. Who's Troy Bond? Hang on. Maybe on. Oh yeah, I know who that. I know that guy. Yeah, I know that guy. I've never seen like a full set of his, but I've seen him pop up on Twitter like quite a bit. He's the one who usually is like doing like racially motivated jokes, right? And then he's been like heckled by crowds a bunch of times, especially like black women who he manages to piss off quite regularly. Of all the streamers I'm sub to, Brooke Sniff, I'll tell you this here. When I streamed early on, yeah, I used to get fucking rat faced every single time I'd go on stream. Like I'd drink my way through like 40 or 50 beers, it felt like at one point, or entire bottles of whiskey. And I'd be pissing like every 2 hours. There was one point where I was getting up like every 20 minutes in my first couple of streams. Like, so I had to learn. But also, yeah, I don't do those like 4 or 5 hour streams like I used to in the past. So that's a big part of it. Bladder cardio. I could be pissing right now though. I could be doing a guru. You know, you wouldn't know. Would you rather fight Zhang or Joanna for 5 rounds? The question is, who do I find hotter? Because I just make it a sexual experience. So I'm gonna go with Zhang because she'd apply more of a ground game, whereas Joanna would just keep it standing the entire time and piece me up a bit. Come on, Piccinini. Guess who I bet on? I'd be scared. I'd be scared to death to fight both of them. I mean, they'd both kill me in about 10 seconds. The question is, who am I more likely to survive? And I would think that I'd be more likely. Are the drunk along streams retired? Nah, they're not. They're not. I figure I just need the right. The thing is, yeah, the drunken streams are some of the funniest things I've ever done. Because I'm very reserved when I'm sober. Because obviously, I know that I'm on the internet and things that I say. I've got a family, you know. I've got people in my life that I don't want to embarrass. So I'm like, but I was talking about this with Lala and Jax yesterday. I've taken the time over the last couple of days to go through some of the drunk streams, and some of the stuff I came out with was just I'm like a completely different person. Fight Bilal or Marab? I mean, neither of them seem particularly concerning, really. Oh, Duffy's gonna fuck him up now. Piccinini is fucking cooked. Take him down, you idiot! He's got that's come on, pin him up. Get up! Oh, he's knackered. Yes, it's basically got to be like, and it's got to be a card at like a reasonable time. You know, starts like 9, 10 o'clock. Because if it starts at 1 o'clock in the morning, you've got to deal with like the tiredness and the drunkenness, which is like a recipe for disaster. I think Duffy's got this. Fuck! But yeah, it's got to be the right card. I might do it for I might do it for the sphere. Maybe. But I've got to have I've got to have like a panel with me as well. Like I remember I did like a watch along with Paradox and Ionides, and I was bombed out of my skull. And I was so happy that I had those two guys there because it made it more like I was able to like, you know, like zone out certain times and just let them take over. Whereas when you're doing it by yourself, it's brutal. I think Duffy's got this. Oh, he's got this definitely. So, first one to drink them. Yeah, I've got. I don't think I could mess with you, Crystal. This has actually turned into a pretty decent fight. Come on. He's got it. Now, pound, 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 pound. Who's got this? Is anyone actually watching the Contender series, or does no one give a fuck? I think Duffy's won this. Unfortunately. Yeah, that spinning back fist response was absolutely pathetic. No, that was. Listen, boys, between the three of us, I don't think there's enough alcohol in the world to kill one of us in the night. It's probably true. That's probably true. Sniff, what are you like as a drinker, mate? Oh, fuck, I just lost it. Thank God for meth streams. It's been an alright. It's been a bit of a sloppy fight. I mean, I don't think either of these guys are UFC caliber, but I guess it was fun for what it was. It was a fun little scrap. Yeah, I think Duffy's gonna get this. Do you smoke? Do you smoke? Do you smoke weed? Nah. Oh, cannabis. I haven't smoked weed since I was like 23. I think that was the last time. I drink way too much. I drank way too much from 21 to 32. So you kind of knocked it on the head recently. Yeah, those are those peak years here where you kind of lay the foundation, the body foundation. I drank a lot in university, and then I stopped during my 20s, or drank a lot less in my 20s, and then it's kind of been up and down since then. 'Cause I was telling you this before, man. When I drink here, it's either all in or not at all. So I always say to myself, like, oh, I'll have one or two, and then they always end up being about 50. Once I get a little bit toasted, it's game over. Oh, it's a split decision. Like 12 beers a day. The beers are rough, man, because of the bubbles and that. It's going to be Duffy, I think. Get the fuck in! I mean, I don't agree with that, but I bet on that, so I'm going to fucking take it. I'm going to take it. That was a bit of a, I'm not going to lie. That was a, that was a bit, that was a bit close. I stopped cold turkey at 33. Was there any particular reason why you gave up? Was it just for health reasons or other stuff that was going on? Because I'm generally like quite a happy drunk, but it's more for the health stuff. Like once I had kids and stuff, I was giving my liver was getting such a kick in, and it became a point, yeah, where like it takes me like 2-3 days to recover from proper binges. I quit drinking in my 20s, kind of, and hardly ever drank. Then I crashed a car while sober, pissed me off, and now I drink all the time. Yeah, Antoine, I stuck a cheeky bet on before the fight started, and I went with the Piccinini guy because I just liked his name, the racial undertones of his name. And as soon as he started fighting, I was like, this guy's shit. And personally, I don't think he won. Sniff, you are a very valuable member of the community. So I've known about you for years. I'm not even glazing when I say I was almost like a, it's very difficult to say you're a fan of people in the chat, but you look out for certain people and they're like, yeah, they're funny. Like I've known about you for years, mate. You stood out in fucking guru streams, which was very hard. I'm talking about back in the day. I know you were there like 4 years ago. I quit. Yeah, that's the thing. Those day hangovers are fucking brutal. I would be like not only hungover for like a day, I would feel sick for like days. And also, what would happen as well is I do like 3-4 day binges where I get fucking rattled, and then I'd have like a 2 or 3 day hangover. But also because my immunity got low, I'd end up getting things like colds and flus and things like that. And I'd be getting flus and colds like 3 or 4 times a year that would last for weeks. I was like, this ain't worth it. And also I was working like 15, 16 hours a day at times when I was in the peak of my when I was teaching at my peak. Um so it just wasn't sustainable. How you doing, Anakin MMA? What's good, my man? Is this a different Anakin? Is this a new Anakin? 316 immortal, 20 watching, 10 likes. I'll take a 50% ratio, to be honest. I thought this was going to be I didn't even mean to go on a vertical today. I do remember them. I think I'm not going to read them out because I feel like you're fucking with me, but they look familiar. Maybe because they weren't streamers. Maybe because they're racial fucking words that you're trying to get me to slip into my stream now. Nick should get the contract. He wrestled it. He'll probably get the contract because at least they threw down. I think what will happen is that Jack Duffy guy is probably going to get like a last minute call up as well. I think Jack Duffy will get like somebody will pull out in like 7 or 8 weeks from now, and we'll see Jack Duffy in the UFC at some point because he looked all right as well. I wasn't in a stream regular until I recently, and I learned about Sniff in musical streams. Had me cracking the hell up. Sniff was funny in Guru streams, man. He was always saying funny fucking shit. So no, I'm a Sniff guy, man. I was genuinely like fanboying out when he came up in here the first time. Is this a different? Is this this is no? This is the same Anakin. This is our Anakin, right? Did you change your name or something? Because it looks different. Maybe you changed your picture or something. By the way, Anakin MMA. If it's the same dude, I'm assuming it is because of the wrench. I'm not really the biggest Star Wars guy anymore, but I love your clip channels, man. It's Anakin. Bro. I had a. This is how you know. This is how you know. Yeah, I appreciate having you in here. I knew something was different. I thought Duffy won that fight. So did I crossover, but I bet on Nick Piccinini. So I'll take it. I've been robbed so many times this year that I'm owed like at least 50 back. It's the name as well. The name's different as well. I don't think Anakin had MMA in the name. Maybe I'm incorrect about that, but there's definitely something different. Great picture, by the way. Great fucking picture. A nice robbery to start the night out, fellas. And this time it's finally gone in my favor. For now. Yeah, I picked Piccinini, but I was instantly regretting it about 60 seconds into the fight. I'm like, this guy's shit. He's getting slapped. I don't know how he got the nod in that one, I'll be honest. I don't know, because he was getting beaten up. Even in the second round when he got that takedown, I mean, his head got popped back like multiple times. I don't know. By the way, shout out to Crossover MMA for those of you who are and Making the Walk MMA. By the way, I loved it. I watched about 90% of the stream you guys did yesterday. It was so chill in there, really nice. You two make a good team. I'm gonna miss you guys. But yeah, subscribe to Crossover MMA and to Making the Walk MMA. They're my fucking boys, even though they betrayed me. Yeah, Anakin. I knew it was Anakin Sky. You were called Anakin Skywalker before, right? Right, who's this cunt? Malcolm Waymaker. Is this Malcolm Waymaker? I think I've picked this guy as well. Frankie No Chill finally got called out for. What the fuck is mewing? I don't know what mewing is, mate. I'm mewing. Called out for constant mewing. Oh yeah, bro. I'm just joking. Crossover. I thought it was fucking hilarious when somebody brought that up yesterday. It was hilarious. I love No Chill's general like facial expressions when he responds to things. I've said this to him in DMs as well. You know when he says something and he kind of goes, I love it, man. He genuinely makes me laugh, that guy. I've got so much time for no. I think he's a very talented kid as well. I think he's going to be huge. I do. I think if he sticks to it, he can probably do it full time. He's a good lad and he's creative and he's funny as well. He can do a little bit of everything. Like he can make creative videos and also his live streams are really entertaining. You tend to find that people on here are either good at one thing or the other. It's kind of rare to find people that are good at both, but for somebody who's been in the space for a short space of time, especially, there's so much potential there. Is Andrew in chat? Bro has me blocked by accident and doesn't know how to unblock. Ah, that's unfortunate. How you doing, Cheddarhead? Cheddarhead, have you accepted me on Xbox Live, mate? And have I added the right Cheddarhead? Because I need to get mom, and I haven't been able to get hold of Aaron on there for a while. I've still only had 4 Xbox UFC 5 fights to my name, and I've got my arse whipped in every single one of them. I'll be honest, I find the game quite hard. Yeah, Crystal went for like 6 months in here without being modded. It was a disgrace. Oh, I'm betting against I didn't know Adam Bramhald was English from Doncaster. That's a fucking shithole. So far, I'm going against my British compatriots. So I'm going for this Malcolm Wellmaker dude. Be right back with my other account to see Andrew and double like the stream. Are you fucking legend? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I have a check cheddar. I definitely want to throw a game. Have you guys heard of that Black Myth Wukong game? I downloaded it on Steam yesterday, and I'm quite eager to give it a shot because I've been banging on about it for like a year now. I think I'm going to give it a shot tonight. For anyone who gives a fuck about video games, probably no one in here. This is the link I've got for Cheddarhead. We are speaking to. Sweet, nice one, Cheddarhead. You'll see that I haven't been on there since I last got my ass whooped by Aaron, but yeah, I've heard the game is amazing. I'm gonna give it a try, maybe tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm just trying to find time. Like I said, my kids are going to school next week, so I feel like I'm trying to like cram in as much like quality time with him as I can. Ninja monkey fighting dragons. That's exactly what it is. Because Sniff. I've got a half Chinese kid in it. Student of Lost Soul. Oh, this is right. I got ya. Student of Lost Soul. That's a sick name, mate. I'm not sure about these tattoos, but I've seen worse. I have worse. Yeah, Ninja Monkey fighting dragons. It looks fucking cool. Like I saw the trailers and stuff for it like years ago, and it looked amazing then. But I've heard and I've heard that they've kind of delivered on it. So I don't usually buy digital games, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I feel like I have to. So I'm going for Malcolm Wellmaker in here. I'm gonna go for the American dude. Fuck Britain. I want my money. So I'm going for this American tatted dude. That's my go-to for today. To be fair, they've kind of toned down the sob stories like they usually do. Like when I used to watch the Contender series, I was like, "Fuck me, man! We're hearing about I've got this aunt and she's been sick," and then they're just talking about it for like half an hour, and I'm like, "Just fucking fight, cunt! Give me your sob story after you win, not before." Because hearing you cry and moan about your life makes me want to see you get fucked up. Oh, this Malcolm Bramheld has a little bit more experience, so we'll see how this goes. Well, I just got to ask, even if you think I'm retarded after this, has anybody else watched Hitman the series? Is that Hitman the series? I know that there was a Hitman. I didn't know there was a Hitman series. You what? Who's in that? I'm rooting for the British bloke. This Wellmaker guy is giving me, that dude. Oh, fucking, what's his name? The guy who kept coming in and out of the UFC, and he was on Tough a little while ago. Oh man, he beat up Brock Weaver. Fuck, what's his name again? I've agreed to do this. I can't even say the word. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, I've agreed to do this quiz later on in the week. I'm going to get brutally exposed because I can barely remember where I live sometimes. I'm fucking retarded. But this looks like it could go either way. Oh, Wellmaker looks like he's got decent hands on him. A little bit of range, decent high guard. Wellmaker striking's pretty dope. I don't know who any of these fuckers are. I said this at the beginning of the stream. I did not do any research on this one. I don't know who any of them. Hit monkey. That must have been a speech to text error. Fuck it. This Worldmaker guy though, he's not. His defense is not good. He's kind of leaving his chin up and not defending himself that well. And this Bramheld guy looks like he's a bit more rangy, so he could be playing a very dangerous game here. I feel like this Worldmaker guy is going to get chinned if he's not careful. I'm addicted to telling racist jokes. I literally think about them all day. Sniff, what do you do for work, my man? What's like your day job? Do you have one? Like maybe I'm assuming too much here. Wellmaker's gonna get chinned if he's now he's going for a takedown. I think his jiu-jitsu's all right as well, yeah, from what I've heard. Well, that hasn't gone well. Yeah, Sniff, that is why we like you. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of a bit. It's all jokes, isn't it? I grew up on racist jokes. I was the only white boy, so I had no choice but to embrace them. Oh, he got him! Oh, that's it. That was filth. That was fucking filth. Oh my god. Oh shit. Did you hear Dana? He went, yeah, done. He went, yeah, done. No mystery about who's going to be getting a goddamn. If that doesn't get you a contract, nothing does. Holy shit, bro. Whoa. Whoa. That was fucking filth. Oh no, he's saying he loves Dana. That's not the way to go, mate, especially with Dana's history. You'll have a dick in your ass by the end of the night, mate. Be careful. Dana gets horny after a good night of fights. Oh no. That is the chin down, ass up award of the night. Bink. Oh, yeah, goodbye. You know when you fall back and then fall forward? Oh, that was brutal. That was brutality. How you doing, Captain Deadpool? I thought you were never going to come back after I dissed your boy. So I'm glad to see you forgiven me finally. Oh. Yeah, that was brutal. Good to have you back, Deadpool, man. Yeah, booty in the air KO. That was brutality. That was. I think he's going to struggle in the UFC. He's got. How old is this guy? How old is this kid? Because I mean, there's clearly a lot to work on for this guy. His strike and defense is horrendous. Yeah, Sniff. I'm gonna do another phone in later on in the week. I've got to have you back on, man. I'll think of something specific for us all to talk about rather than just freestyling it. I'll come up with an actual plan because I want you back on. Because the time I did have you on, I was absolutely fucked, and I thought I dreamt it. The next day, I was like, "Was Sniff on?" Somebody had to tell me. Oh yes, Crystal. Do you know what? Yeah, you need to do that more. You know, subscribe to Crystal Miller. God damn it. Her channel is so wholesome. I saw your video earlier on today when you were filling up the honey. There was a very ASMR element about it. Yeah, Crystal. I thought Crystal was a mod this entire time. I only realized Crystal wasn't a mod like 2 weeks ago or something. But seriously, Deadpool, I'm so glad you came back because I might have went a bit too hard on Ryan Reynolds. I mean, I still think he's a zesty, untalented shitbag, but that's about as good as an apology you're gonna get from me. And I still maintain the Sonic movies are better. I'm gonna die on that hill. But mind you, I've been forced to watch the Sonic movies on repeat. My son loves them, so they've grown on me over the years. That was filthy. Yeah, I went a bit hard on Ryan. I can't remember where it was. It was in it was in Dougie's stream, innit? We were talking in Dougie's stream, and I may have gone a bit too far. A bit. Do you know, it completely didn't occur to me that you would be a fan of his, as stupid as that sounds. Yeah, that was filth. That was worth this has been worth watching now just for that knockout. The Contender series is usually better than fucking Fight Nights. I mean, I know it wasn't better than the last one, but yeah, it's all right. I'm not particularly a fan of or not of not him. Fair enough. I just the thing is with him, yeah. At no point has he ever made me laugh, and I think he's very campy. He's a very campy individual. Oh, speaking of people who've never made me laugh, Kevin Hart is the most untalented. The only reason why I rate Kevin Hart is because he's so talented and so shit, and he's made so much. Sorry, he's so talentless and so shit, and he's made as much money as he has. He is robbing a living. So I almost rate that. I wish I could be as talentless as that and make as much money as he said. I rate that. Kevin Hart as Malcolm X, bro. In this timeline, it might happen. We already know we're in the beta timeline. We're timelines. We're timeline Z. We are timeline Z. We have Bilal Muhammad as a champion in our timeline. It's over. We're definitely not the prime timeline with that shit. It's more, you know what I mean though, kind of, like just the flow of watching it. God, I sound like I'm just gonna stop right there. CJ, I assume you're watching the fights. CJ, we need to continue on that series of doing the rewatchables. I want to jump on that with you too, because the thing is, yeah, I think we missed a trick on that one because there's 3 judges, so that might be something we need to revisit. Doing a fight rewatch. Kevin Hart has been cast to play Hulk Hogan in the new biopic. Hulk Hogan's another strange individual, isn't he? I mean, Hulk Hogan is another guy who I rate so highly, yeah, because he's the biggest fucking liar ever. He's been caught saying racist stuff. He's been caught. He's had a really really dodgy sex tape. My favorite Hogan line ever was when he was talking about Hulk Hogan's penis. Do you remember that quote? It was like, I said that Hulk Hogan's penis is 10 inches, not me as in Hulk Hogan, but as in Hulk Hogan's got a 10 inch. He is the most weird fucking. But it's so entertaining. But yeah, the ability for that guy to keep coming back from controversy is inspiring. He is the most uncancelable cunt ever. The Deadpool killer got the death penalty today. I heard about that. The thing is, I don't know the full extent of what his crimes were. Mountain Man, who the fuck is that guy? He's the guy with the tattooed face, right? I've seen little things of him pop up on Twitter. I don't know the full extent of what that was all about. Why is he called the Deadpool killer first of all? And what did he do? Yeah, Macho Man was way better than Hulk Hogan. Macho Man could. I mean, I'm not a wrestling fanboy anymore. I haven't watched wrestling since I was like 12, but I used to watch it. I think I stopped watching it I think it was like WrestleMania 15, 16, something like that. So years ago. But Macho Man he was a good wrestler. Hulk Hogan would be a great president. I mean, it's hard to get worse than what the last 20 years have been like. Why the fuck not? Oh, Ric Flair is another goat as well. I love Ric Flair. I mean, he's off his rocker now, the poor cunt. I think he wrestled this year, didn't he? I mean, that guy's got to be like, what, 70 something? Oh, it was, oh. So why the Deadpool killer then? What's that? Where did that reference come from? Meth fueled grape and murder. That's. So he's got the death. Oh, that's just very boring, isn't it? That's just boring. I did hear about Sid Vicious dying. I'll be honest, Joe. I thought he was already dead. But when I heard about it, I was like, no, that's Sid Vicious was another guy who was like, because I'm quite, when it comes to like old wrestling lore, I know a lot about it. I remember when he had that fucking scrap, where I call it a scrap, with Arn Anderson in a fucking hotel lobby, and he fucking stabbed him like 40 times with a scissors. Yeah, Psycho Sid was a genuine psychopath, but like he was well liked as well. So, and again, he's another guy who's a legend. You look at that guy on TV and think, yeah, this guy's legit fucking scary. But yeah, R.I.P. Psycho Sid. Man, wrestlers die way too old. Sorry, way too young. They're dropping like flies. I wonder why. All that CTE and steroid abuse, I imagine, has a lot to do with it. Woo! That's as loud as I can shout it. No, I'm not watching Frankie. I'm cooking. What's on the stove today? I cooked for the first time this morning in ages. It's been like 2 or 3 years since I last picked up a pan, but I suddenly just woke up this morning and felt like it. Sid reaction to Shockmaster was hilarious. For some reason, I can't recall that. But I still watch like old, like, when people talk about old school wrestling days, like back in the golden era. I loved that. I loved that. But now I don't really watch. Obviously I don't watch it now. It's fucking shit now, and I'm not 12, so fuck it right up the arse, lads. See, I don't watch it anymore. But like back in the day, I was a massive fanboy. I was a massive wrestling fanboy. Bang on it. The DP killer is a 6'5" Chad abs. He's getting a lot of female attention in jail. Well, certainly, if he was in a British jail, he'd be having a great time. British inmates get more arse than they do outside, and female arse. It's a fat guy wearing a stormtrooper. Oh, I remember that. I wasn't that storm wasn't that earthquake, the guy who ended up being, that those two fatties, earthquake and typhoon. I swear that he went on to go and be earthquake. This is how I know a little bit about wrestling. I'm pretty sure that's the same guy. He had like a Darth Vader mask that was covered in glitter, right? And he went on to be one of the the earthquake and typhoons. I could be wrong. Who is a little known wrestler that is little known that you liked a lot? The first name that popped into mind is I thought, you remember that guy, do you remember that guy Ken Kennedy? He was in WWE for a little while. There's loads. I used to watch everything. Like I'd watch I think I basically stopped watching once it was over for me once WCW closed. So I was watching ECW at the time. I was watching all of them. And that was a great, once you knew the competition was over, it was fucking done. Yeah, British boys. That whole Foundation has been cooked. Like they're all pretty much dead, apart from Bret Hart, who obviously had like a stroke. And then, man, wrestling was great back in the day. Wrestling was great because it's basically like, how women are into like their soap operas. That was basically soap operas for dudes. It was like we knew it was obviously bullshit, but it was just like a little bit of fun. You get you get like fighting entertainment, and yeah, I knew it was the same guy. I had a feeling. Captain. Captain. Man, that was years ago. But yeah, I still watch like the odd wrestling lore. Yeah, Brett for me is like the best. He's like the best technical wrestler of all time, or he's up there. I appreciate guys like personality wise, maybe not so much. He did sell quite well. He was decent enough on the mic, but he wasn't funny. So Captain, who are you guys' favorite wrestlers of all time? Who do you consider like all round goated? Because the all round goat for me would probably surprise people. My all round goat would probably surprise people. I was a massive British Bulldog fan. Kind of reminds me of Tom, and he made braids for white boys doable. So I owe him for that one, if nothing else. Or not braids. It was more like, I mean, his hair was fucking atrocious, but he paved the way for us white boys to segue into that. So he gets nothing but love from me from that. So who's your like GOAT wrestler while we're here? I'm probably never going to talk about wrestling again. Oh, Ravishing Rick Rude was the fucking man as well. That dude had charisma. The greatest ever is probably Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle had amazing mic skills. Like, he was so funny, and he was a really good wrestler as well. Rick Rude is a fucking G as well. He's another guy who died not that long ago. My I'm gonna wait to see what people say before I reveal my. He wasn't necessarily my favorite all time, but I think he was the most well rounded. It's actually out of two guys. But yeah, Rick Rude was amazing. Austin Freese. Austin, I'm not surprised would be up there for people. Really good, like, technical enough wrestler, and obviously the personality was there. Mr. Perfect from a technician standpoint was unbelievable. Mr. Perfect from a technical, another guy who's dead. This is a theme that's going to come up. Kurt Hennig, what a guy he was. That was when wrestling, he was like, he made wrestling look so Mr. Perfect is a really good moniker for that guy. Like, in the ring, he was so technically perfect. He's the only one who I would consider on Bret Hart's level in terms of, could have a match with anyone. Coco Beware. Angle is my favorite. Angle's a great shout. Angle had everything. He could do everything. He could have a great match with anyone, and he was also charismatic as fuck. He could be funny. He could be intense. Like, I rate people that can ride both, where they can be kind of baby faces and heels. Did you say the GOAT or your GOAT? Your GOAT, I would say. Wrestling's a very subjective thing, because it's fucking fake as fucking it. So it kind of comes down to what you think makes. Hang on a second. We've got this Brazilian dude versus this. This is the last leg of my parlay, and I picked the dude in the red trunks. Scott Steiner was really technical but then he just became a fucking balloon animal. He became way too. I mean, that dude's biceps were off the chain. He was definitely injecting shit into his arms. He was massive, but again, pretty decent personality, and he was technically quite good, but he got too beefy towards the end. Scott Steiner was one of those guys who was a genuine badass as well. Like, he'd fuck people up. Legion of Doom had cool costumes. I watched that. Robert, I was like 13 or 14 when that happened. I didn't go to school the next day. Like, legit. I mean, partially because I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning and I wanted an excuse, but that was genuinely shocking to me, because I was up late at night watching that live. Brooklyn Brawler. I remember the Brooklyn Brawler. He went on to do different things, didn't he? He wasn't just the Brooklyn Brawler. He did other stuff. And I know he stayed around in the company for ages. Junkyard Dog. You guys are getting really old school now. Ric Flair is up there. Nobody did what Kurt Angle did in was it only 6 years? Fucking hell, man. It feels like he was there for ages. Eddie Guerrero's in my top two. Eddie Guerrero is the first one I thought of. So my two are Eddie Guerrero and Chris Jericho. I thought they had everything. They had the charisma. They could be baby faces. They could be heels. And they were technically so amazing in the ring. Ultimate Warrior is one of the worst fucking wrestlers of all time, and he genuinely had no interest in the industry whatsoever. He was just a bodybuilder that wanted to make money. Chris Benoit's one. The only reason why I don't have Chris Benoit up there, outside of the unpleasantness, I can't believe I just called murder unpleasantness. I wasn't too much of a fan of his personality. Technically, in the ring, he's one of the best ever, but he just couldn't cut a promo. And for me, that's obviously a massive part of it. This Chulio guy looks like he's doing all right. Don't let me down. Imagine Benoit versus Gunfer. Help me out though. Was Mr. T just an actor? No, Mr. T wasn't a wrestler. He was Mr. T was part of WrestleMania 3, I think. He was an actor. He was on like A Team and other shit. He wasn't a wrestler. He was around during that time when wrestling and celebrity was kind of, becoming. Oh shit. This Tulio guy looks like he's about to fuck this up. Ugh. Yeah, I was a Hulk Hogan fan when I was like 7. And then I realized he was retired. Like it took me until 9 to make me realize the guy did the same thing over and over again and was kind of a retard. So I was like a Bret Hart guy. I was a Shawn Michaels guy for quite a long time. Unpleasant familiar side. Yeah, the word unpleasant there wasn't a good look for me. I'll be real. Get on to choke his ass. Nope. AJ Styles is arguably one of the greatest. AJ Styles it can do things that a lot of people can't. But I wouldn't even say he's the best high flyer. There was some stuff that AJ Styles was very certainly in his TNA days, he was very innovative. Very innovative. Andre is probably the right answer. Everyone had a soft spot for Andre. I mean, for considering Andre the Giant's like size and stuff, he was technically quite good, but he couldn't have a match with anyone. In MMA, Prime versus Prime, Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley? Ooh, fuck. I'd say Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley has a very decent MMA record. The thing is, though, it's very, very hard to know with Brock Lesnar because obviously he fought a very big portion of his career with health issues. So we don't know how good Brock Lesnar could have been. We don't know. I would have gone with Bobby Lashley. The Miz. Yeah, when the Miz started coming about, that's when I'd fully checked out by that point. I was out. Who won that first round, by the way? I've totally switched off. Oh, they were all coked up during the promos, Rob. That's the way you do it. You do a fucking line, like, and you just rant. It was beautiful. Oh, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was another great. A bit too wholesome for me, but really good. Brock was smashing the top tier heavyweights. True, but like, I mean, what's Bobby Lashley's MMA record? I think it's quite good. Let me have a look here. Bobby Lashley. I just typed in booby. I think Bobby Lashley's MMA record was quite good. 15-2. But he probably fought like a whole bunch of cans during that time. It was probably 17. He probably fought 17 cans and lost to 2 of them. Jimmy Superfly Snooker was a murderer, sir. But still a great performer and wrestler. But definitely a murderer. I have to point that out. No, you're right. You're right, Captain. I'm not gonna argue with you. Again, the reason why we don't know, I mean, obviously Brock faced better competition. But I don't know. I suppose you'd have to go with Brock Lesnar. Oh! Duclos looks like he's taken over here a little bit. Brock has a +6 ape index. So is that like your reach and sort of, is that what that has to do with? Lashley, yeah, Lashley was a very, like he was a very compact. You'd probably have to go with Lesnar. Randy was way too small. Carwin and Mir are good competition. Yeah. The fact that he beat Frank Mir it says it all. Brock Lesnar was never he wasn't MMA trained. I know he was a wrestler. The fact that he was a fucking UFC champion is mental. I mean, it looks like this Duclos guy is taking over a little bit. I might have fucked this bet up. Yeah, and the thing is, yeah, Randy was very very small, but he was going to be a tough out for anyone. Batista bodies everyone. Yeah, right, man. Batista is one of those guys who did like he had like a fight with Booker T, didn't he? Like a scrap with Booker T, who like chinned him out. Batista's one of those guys who's all muscle and bit of a pussy. That guy definitely can't fight. Oh, ape index is reach versus height. It's positive your reach is longer than. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I had a feeling it had to do with that. So it's the ratio. Yeah, I mean, Brock is a fucking freak. Like Brock would be the kind of guy who would he belonged in I mean I know he looks like a Vikings, but he looked like he should have an axe in his hand, charging down the fucking hill. Like he looks like that kind of type. How do you rate Frank Mir? I rate him. I rate Frank Mir. Frank Mir is basically his career was kind of a bit of a tragedy. And I think if he didn't, I think if he didn't get injured, what the fuck? My got him, bodied him. Yes, money. Give me my fucking money. I like money. So basically, I've now made back the money that I lost last week. So fuck yes, I'll take it. I feel better now because last week was a shit show. CM Punk was good. But again, I checked out at that stage. I found his whole whiny pussy attitude a bit much for me. He was obviously very talented, but I'm not the biggest. Like I said, I was way past wrestling by that point. Batista is just a roided up stiff machine, strong but definitely can't fight. He's been chinned out in real life. Matt Riddle, again, I don't know that much about Matt Riddle. I had checked out so long before guys like Matt Riddle came along. I think like literally, I think when I kind of gave up on wrestling was like 2001. I mean, that's the last time I was really kind of in it. Like, I'll never forgive CM Punk not say forgive him. Ken Shamrock was another guy who was technically all right, but like again, just a hard personality to enjoy. And Brock was smashing Big Show. Kane was a fucking tank. Kane's a guy who, if you look at him, he looks like he'd be handy in a real fight. Kane looks like a fucking serious dude. That dude looks fucking legit strong. I like that old school Dr. D, David Schultz. He seemed legit though. Who's that? Yeah, Riddle's kind of the thing about Riddle. Yeah, he's obviously a stoned up oddball, but he's again a legit fighter. He's a legit fighter. Sting was cool in the end. I liked Sting when Sting did the whole crow turn. I thought that whole character was fascinating. I love looking back and watching those whole like WCW, WWE days. That was when things peaked. It hasn't been the same since then. Stone Cold in the UFC would be sick. Well, he's got experience with domestic violence, so I'm pretty sure he's got some real fight experience, at some point. Remember how Dusty Rhodes' familial history is a bizarre one. It's definitely zesty. He had that like lisp, right? He was a guy who was like so respected as well. He was fat as fuck. He was zesty as fuck, and he had that lisp, and he was just loved in the game. Schultz slapped a reporter who was calling wrestling fake, but he became. Are we talking about the same person? I thought Kane and Undertaker were in real life brothers. But it's forgivable though. How old were you at the time? Don't say you were like 20, because then I'm like, yeah, that would disappoint me. I think that whole Rhodes family. I mean, I know that they're a bit like odd, but they're a very talented family. I've heard that the son, what's his name, Cody or whatever his name is, he's like champion now, right? I think I've seen that around. I've heard 91% of WWF fans are PDF files. I mean, how many fans are there in? I mean, that would be like a billion. There's not a billion WWE. That's a lot of. I mean, yeah, you're probably right then. So in a world of 8 billion, 9 billion people, 10% are PDF files. I could go with that. The way that things have been shaping up lately, it's kind of hard to argue with that. All right, so I've got a question, guys. Should I let this bet ride? I've just made $100. Should I back out or should I let it ride on another fight? Decisions. Tough decision. See, this is how gamblers get fucked. You just keep going. By the way, guys, if you could like the stream and if you're not here, if you haven't subscribed here, then please do so. I keep forgetting to tell people, but it would mean a lot. I'm like crawling on my belly at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna cash out. It feels like the smart thing to do. When you keep riding, that's where you end up getting fucked. Know when to walk away, people. I'm just gonna enjoy the next two. I'm just gonna enjoy the next few fights without because I'll be annoyed at myself. It's not like I need the money or anything, but it's just annoying. Always right. To be honest, yeah, when I said it, my inclination was like, nah, I should probably not. No, I should probably not. Because I feel like for example, yeah, I got obviously that Pitcher Kelly guy, that other guy, the guy who won the first one, Nick Piccini. I bet on him and he won, and really he didn't win. So I feel like I've ridden my luck enough already tonight. All these fools trying to gamble with another man's money. The thing is, yeah, they've done. I've actually done this before in the past. You know, Mountain Man on a Friday, yeah, I used to do like a community parlay. Never won. Every single time it would fuck me over. But I used to get the community to bet on like four. I do like a 4 or 5 pop fight parlay and then put $50 on it. Never won. My community just fucks me over every single time, probably deliberately. This has been a decent show so far, I have to say. I might have to watch this more often. I might do this on a Tuesday night more often. This has been kind of fun hanging out with you guys and doing this. That some button was getting mouthy with me. If somebody could go thumb wrestling and take care of it for me, that would be awesome. That's a way to teach him a lesson, Crystal, to be fair. Get those thumbs out. Oh. All right, who's this cunt? I'm basically picking based on appearance right now, not on any kind of knowledge. So we've got Bogdan Grad, who's had 8 first-round finishes. I feel like we're due an underdog win today. Get a timer. I really should get one. I really should. I might just have one in the background that I could like remote control. Because I don't, to be fair, Mountain, I don't do a lot of watch alongs anymore. I started doing them 6 months ago, and they're just a fucking slog, mate. They're so difficult to sit through. They just are. They're rough. Especially when when you go through an entire bottle of whiskey in like 45 minutes. You're talking like you've been drinking as much as I have during your stream. I mean, you're right, though. I mean, I don't know, man. To be fair, like this, I've been on here nearly an hour and a half now, and it feels like I've been here 10 minutes. So it's not been bad tonight. But those 7 hour, because you got to remember, guys, yeah, I'm in the UK, so I start streaming at like, how you doing, Rob's neighbor? Hello from ITP. Did ITP just go off? I thought he'd make it to the main event. How you doing, Rob's neighbor? What's the inspiration behind the name, sir? Have you ever blacked out while streaming? Well, the story is that in my very first one I did. Because basically, if you watch my very first ever live stream, I got drunk off my head and then suddenly it just went black. And there was speculation that I fell over and ripped out all the cords from my wall and that I jumped out the window. There's a whole load of lore about that situation. If you really want to see somebody making an ass of themselves, they go back to the early streams that I did that say drunk along on them. I would literally go through an entire bottle of whiskey in like 25 minutes and get fucking, like, I would say the most. I'm genuinely scared to go back and watch them. Unfortunately, there were only like 4 or 5 people watching. Yeah, it's only 10 fights. Apparently, it has to do with like the technical stuff they've got to put into it. So there's a lot to do with like the graphics and all that kind of shit. Favorite video game ever? Fuck me, that's a tough question. That is a tough question. I'm gonna go with, because obviously there's a lot of classics that I like. I like the Zelda games. I like the Metal Gear Solid games. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan as well. I would go with, you probably never played this one. I'd go with Persona 5. Persona 5 Royale is probably my favorite video game. I was playing it again. I was playing it on the plane recently on the way back from Manila. Still, that game still holds up. The music's great. The story's great. The gameplay's great. And you can get like 80, 90 hours of it out of it easily. Armsby, Red Dead 2, I couldn't get into it. I played like 4 or 5 hours into it and just gave up, man. I've got no patience these days. And gave up. Bonjour, Armsby. Welcome to everyone who's popped over from ITP stream. I appreciate you guys. It says I've got 42 in here, which I'm assuming is including Twitter as well. A lot of lurkers up in this bitch. Yeah, I didn't take to Red Dead 2. I just couldn't get into it. I thought the first game was really good. I just couldn't I tried. I really, really, really tried to like it. I bought myself like a really big projector. I was living in China at the time. And I wanted to get the full experience of it. I could not get into it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just that I couldn't get into it. I've only literally ever played FIFA games in my 20s because I love football. I used to play old school football games. Oh, perfect sniff. Hank the Tank doesn't need much of a push to do impressions of anyone. He's always down for that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd say it's Persona 5. You've probably never heard of it. Persona 5 Royale. Brutally, my man, how you doing? Did you manage to what's the story with the old stuff last week? Are you okay? Did you manage to get the footage as well? That's what we all want to know. Bruv, that was entertaining as fuck. You literally saved my life that day. I was trying to come up with a channel name and I thought I'm just Rob's neighbor. However, he has 200 plus motorcycles I'm going to do videos on. Thank you for asking. So subscribe to Rob's neighbor. A shout out for you, sir. So Hank the Tank has a channel then. Apparently so. Apparently so. But right now we're talking about, by the way, Rob's neighbor. What's that a picture of you've got in your, what's that display picture you've got? Because I cannot see what it is. I'm thinking it's a female. I could be wrong. It's very late in the night right now. So if you're new here, please do subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. I'm shit at fighting games, mate. I used to get my ass whooped on Street Fighter 2. That's why I didn't really take to it. You're very welcome, Rob's neighbor. If somebody could link Rob's neighbor's channel into the I'm holding my son upside down. Okay, MJ, calm down. If somebody could, if one of the mods could link Rob's neighbor's channel into the description, I would appreciate it. And I'm going to subscribe to you as well, sir. Greatest game ever is the Rambo arcade machine game. Why don't I? I've probably played it, but I don't remember. I wasn't much of an arcade game guy. So sorry, can what? You know, I'm gonna do it myself, you cunts. And subscribe to Brutally Honest MMA. Oh, I see that No Chill's on as well. Fucking hell, all the boys are on tonight. Where's my channel? Where is my channel? Oh wow, my feed is still like ages. Okay, Westy, you fucking legend. You're always the guy, aren't you? Rob's neighbor with oh, there you are. Sorry, I can't believe I thought that was a chick. Now that I can see it clearly, I feel embarrassed. Subscription from me, sir. I'm definitely gonna check this stuff out. What's something you're unintentionally brilliant at? Oh, unintentionally brilliant at. Um, shagging. I'm pretty good at shagging. Pretty good at it. I'm a top tier shagger, sir. That's what we call ourselves in the UK. Sub to Rob, lad. Yeah, let's show Rob some love. Let's show Rob's neighbor some love. So you said you got the oh shit, hang on a second. I've just fucked up my perfectly legal stream. Perfectly legal paid for stream. I'm not a thief. Um you said you tried to get the footage from the CCTV doesn't cover it. Bro, it would make a great video. Even if you did like take a bit of a pounding. If you didn't fight back, it was 2-on-1 at the end of the day. And I'm all about leaning into the leaning into the pain. If we hit 50 subs, we're going live, and my neighbor Rob will start all the more incentives to subscribe to Rob's neighbor. You've got my support, sir. Yeah, Western got in there quick. You are good, thank you. I'm just starting out. I tell you what, Rob's neighbor, stick to it. I mean, I'm a very minuscule, tiny YouTuber myself, but like I remember, back in the day being not back in the day, it was like a year and a half ago. It's all about just sticking to it, my friend. Do not give up. You are pretty good at this chatting thing. I've been doing it all my life, sir. Oh, we're about to start. Woo! It looks like we're gonna have a barn burner here, ladies and gentlemen. This one's gonna be fast. Oh, they're both twitchy as fuck. Twitchy. Oh, I want this grad guy to win. I want this grad guy to win because he's just running in like an absolute spastic. He definitely did a line before he came out. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Did I cap? Oh, Snip. We need to get. I'm gonna if it kills me, I'm getting Sniff to do a proper YouTube channel. Sniff would be a fucking superstar. And I think we would all support Sniff. Oh, this grad guy looks sort of like he's already gassed. Who's the favorite in this fight? Oh, these guys are featherweights, man. They look huge. Thank you so much again. We can't go live at bruv. I will hang on a second. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm gonna just for now, Rob. I'm gonna link your I'll link your channel into the description just so you can So let me just pin it. So when you people come in, we can try and get you to that 50. That'd be sweet. Getting to the first 100 is the hardest. But once you get that and you start going live and people start seeing your personality, that's when people think you're even more of a cunt and then start calling you Ellen Page and abusing you. So you've got that to look forward to. They zone in on like your biggest insecurities and then you go to bed crying at night. So just fair warning. Fair warning, sir. Commentators just said it's a pick'em. It looks like it. I can see why. They both look really twitchy, like they're on gear. They both look like they're like meth tweeners that are just like. There's a lot of this. It's very disconcerting to watch. I tried clicking on the link for Rob's neighbor and I couldn't go to the channel. Let's try this again. I think see Crystal dived in there immediately. Let me try and link this again. Replace pin message. There we go. Hopefully that's the right one. Everybody go and subscribe to Rob's Neighbor, so he can do lives and then become part of our blossoming community. I said bludgeoning. Our blossoming community around here. Welcome, Rob's Neighbor. I can't take my eyes off this this tweener fight that we've got going on now. If you click on Crystal's one, you should be able to, because Crystal's modded, so you should be able to. Oh, if it's on if you're on mobile, the link won't work. What do you just type in Rob's neighbor? If you type in Rob's neighbor into YouTube, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Yeah, if you type Rob's neighbor into YouTube, it should pop up. He's at 40 now, so we're 10 away. Let's do the best we can to get him to 50 tonight. But yeah, if you type Rob's neighbor into that should do the trick. That should be the ticket right there. Yeah, the vertical streams do. I actually, Westy, I didn't mean to go on vertical today. You know, it was an absolute accident. I forgot to change my settings. And then once I was on, I was like, fuck. I told you, man, I'm only going to do the vertical streams during the day when I've got like, you know, if I'm going to jump on real quick. I quite like, though, that I'm kind of framed in the center and that you can't see my childish background. Because it's so annoying. Yeah, I told you guys I ordered a neon sign. It still hasn't turned up, but it says bad MMA math. And I'm no longer bad MMA math. So now I'm going to have to order another one, and it's going to be another 6 months. Is that it, Mr. Toad? Is that what's happening, though? I'm tired of everyone trying to get Usman a title shot. He's definitely not getting a title shot. Wow, these guys are slapping each other. I don't think they're going to give Usman a title shot. I mean, it would be a fucking embarrassment if they gave him to Bilal. That would be horrible to watch. And this version of Bilal would definitely beat him. Robert, you absolute legend. You don't know what it's like if a new creator is starting out to all those sub. Like I said, even now, man, you get one sub, it's like massive boner, mate. It's like a day-long boner when I get a new sub. My link should work because I'm not on the computer at the moment. Yeah, but I think, Crystal, I think if someone's on their phone and they're vertical streaming, they can't link to it because they can only link to other vertical streams, I think. I'm awful at technology as well. I used to be really good, but now I'm old and fucking retarded. Thank you to everyone in here. I jumped in from ITP and got all this attention. In fact, you're very welcome, Rob's neighbor, man. And hopefully we'll see you more and more around here. Whenever you come in here, you will get a shout out because that's what we do around here. It's all about sharing the love up in Fight Night Frankie's. And it's, to be fair, it's the same with a lot of guys in the community. Like ITP is really good for that as well. He'll always give people time to shine. If you guys could like the stream as well, I keep forgetting that. I think we've got how many likes in here now? I think it's 21. This has been, by the way, this has been a fucking incredible hang on a sec. This has been an incredible night of fights, to be fair. Things have picked up a little bit. There's been way worse title shots recently. It's basically a Stipe situation. With Usman, though, I feel a little bit more sympathetic. Like the guy went on a great welterweight run. He picked up the cannon, fought Chimaev at middleweight, and probably should have won if not got a draw. But he has been inactive since then, and there are more deserving welterweight contenders. They need to give it to Shavkat. And by the way, Rob, do your boy Making the Walk a favor and sub back to him as well. There's quite a few creators in here. By the way, Armsby, I need to get you on Discord or something, man, because I need more Newcastle fans in my life, mate. And I'm going to come up to this is turning into a slugfest. Armsby, I'm planning on coming up to Newcastle in the next few weeks to try and catch a game. Maybe after the international break, so maybe we can grab a pint or something. So Armsby, join the Discord and shoot me a DM, mate. Did I put the Discord link in the description? I probably didn't. I hate that, and I have that issue with myself. Sometimes you have to close YouTube completely, reopen YouTube, go to your history, come back into the stream, and click on the link that was posted. Yeah, yeah, YouTube's fucking jarring, mate. It's the worst. It is the worst. So yeah, Armsby, I definitely need to get you on board because it would be nice to come out and hang out with some people who actually live in Newcastle. I'm a Liverpool fan, so wedding lad, it's a nice life for you. My brother's a Liverpool fan. He's literally won every single thing, and I've won literally nothing. And we both picked our teams at the same time. Will you take the Rehypnol for Armsby, or was that just for me? I'd do it for you too. I'd do it for you too. Just as long as you don't do that thing with the banana on my butthole again. You promised you'd give me a break. Shavkat has to be the best style to get rid of Bilal. 100%. Shavkat, I feel way better stand up than Bilal, and I feel like he could obviously fuck. Like Bilal can do nothing on the ground, so if Bilal takes him down, he's gonna get strangled. But see, the thing is, if Bilal beats Shavkat, I feel like it's over. It's just like, oh man, so it's so risky. Speaking of, has anyone heard of Paradox to Chad? I promised him and Bryant, Slean, and Weston that I was going to go live one night and made me wait 24 hours. I haven't seen Paradox to Chad around a little bit lately. And I love Paradox to Chad's lives and stuff. I hope he's all right. Maybe he's live right now. Anyone going on the Oasis tour? I don't think I'm going to have time, but it's amazing that they're doing it, that they're getting back together. I imagine, yeah, that shit's going to turn out to be expensive because they've been will again, won't they, for what, 20 years now. So it's pretty sweet that they've sorted through their thing, because it was a whole weird situation. So I'm glad they are getting back together. Bilal beats Shavkat, then goes up to strangle Drickus. Yeah, in his dreams, man. Drickus would literally fuck him up the arse if you wanted to. I live like half an hour north of Newcastle. I don't Armsby. I see what, mate. I will take you to a game, mate. We can grab a fucking pint and then go to a game. We need to pick somebody's shit though, so we can actually enjoy the experience. So I'm thinking like I don't know. I don't really fancy us against anyone at the moment. Apparently, it's going to piss all over the Taylor Swift prices. Rightfully so. I mean, I don't want to live in a world where it's more expensive to go and see Taylor Swift than it is to see Oasis. Just out of principle. This is a great fight. Both these guys are going to get fucking. They both won't get contracts. But whoever loses is going to be another step in short notice kind of dude. I'm going to try and get tickets and I'll probably get divorced after. Where are they playing? I imagine everywhere, right? I run a small motorcycle shop and listen to MMA in the background. I am in New Glarus, Wisconsin. America's a little Switzerland, cheese and beer. Sounds fucking sweet, mate. I've always loved motorcycles, but I'm too much of a I do whenever I go on holiday, I always ride on the back of one, but I never ride one myself because I'm too much of a pussy. But if I had bigger balls, I'd probably be doing what you're doing. Brutally, when does the tour actually start? Because I know very little about it. I found out about it being in your stream, man, when you brought it up. I mean, I like Oasis. I wouldn't say I'm like a super fan of theirs or anything. Like obviously their music, that some of their music will live on for years and years and years. But I would do the Dublin one, you know. I would do, of all those choices, I would do the Dublin one. I reckon the Dublin one would be the most fire. And actually, to be fair, I quite like Manchester as well. I wouldn't mind. I assume you're going to do the Manchester one. And when are they going on sale? Let's coordinate here. Maybe we can sort something out. So where your chat bar is when you're in vertical, nobody can talk unless they hit that weird thing going across the bottom of your screen. Is that right? Fuck verticals then, man. Like I said, man, I'll do verticals during the day, and then when I do my nighttime streams, this was entirely an accident. And officially, I am vertical. I did this for you, Frankie. I hate the shit, but yeah, people can't click on links. I'm not gonna do verticals in the evening anymore. This was a total accident. By the way, these two are popping the shit out of each other. I can't believe this has made it to a third round. Oh, I think this grad dude is winning, but I'm not 100% certain. This has been a great fight. Great little scrap. This whole night has been decent. A little birdie told me you're a Corey fan. What birdie was that? What liar was that? I wouldn't say I'm a Corey fan. What it was, yeah, I used to sit there with my grandma. When I go around to my grandma's house when she was still alive, she lived in Ireland and she was like a massive Corey fan. And she didn't give a fuck about what we wanted to watch. So we were forced to watch it. So I more like enjoyed it. It's not terrible. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. Oh, you'll be going to the Wembley one. Mate, you're definitely gonna have to remortgage for that shit. That's the thing. I don't think I'm a if it could be like a lads thing where we all met up and did it, I would go. But I wouldn't go for the music. Like, I'm not really that bothered. So the other stream is horizontal. I don't think that's quite how it works. I think, well, maybe it does. You're asking the wrong guy, mate. I literally just clicked on the wrong button and accidentally went vertical. I assume Coronation Street is still on, right? That shit will never die. I was more of an EastEnders man myself, being from London. Corrie was a little bit too country for me. My parents love Corrie. All parents love Corrie. Shotty, man. Allow it, bro. Don't out me, bro. I was more of an EastEnders guy. No, my grandma was a gangster, man. Like, I'd go around and I'd be like, can I watch Slaxer? She's like, no, I'm watching Corrie. Fuck you, bro. Without the fuck you. Or she would just ignore me and just keep watching it. She did what she wanted in her house. And my mum, but yeah, it's still on, but kind of arse right now. I like how you say kind of arse like it was ever goated. All those soaps here are shit, yeah, but at least EastEnders was funny. Like, it was cringe funny. Jesus, these guys, whoever loses this fight is gonna be it's gonna be unfortunate for them. But I think we'll see both of them in the UFC. It's all woke psypop propaganda now. Phil and Grant tearing up Albert Square was peak. Yeah, the Mitchells was peak television. That was peak like late night soap television. I just went through the chat and subscribed to everyone I can. That is fucking mustard of you. Because the thing is, yeah, Rob, when you become a part of a community like this, people will help you out because we've all been there. We've all fucking been there, mate. I'm still there. I haven't even, I'm still tiny compared to some of the boys that I'm mates with. Remember when Phil got shot? Who did shoot him in the end? Wasn't it like a woman? I swear it was a woman. Phil was the funny thing with Phil Mitchell. Yes, Phil Mitchell was like he looked like a fucking potato, and he was shagging every bird in that fucking show. Oh, Richard Hillman was peak. Was peak. He was in Corrie, right? It's kind of woke now. What a surprise! What a fucking surprise! John Stape lost his mind and went. Why can't I remember John Stape? I always sub when until given a reason to unsub. That's a very reasonable thing to feel, Mountain Man, because there's so many people out there now. It's kind of difficult to keep up with everything. And obviously the more people you sub to, it gets kind of, wow, what a war this has been. And now my perfectly legal stream is buffering. Shout out to Crack Streams. Sorry, Meth Streams. Phil's gay son Ben when he decided to racially attack another. Did they make Ben gay? Fuck it, hell, mate. Fuck it, hell. I imagine Phil was pleased. I'll slap you down. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but that is fucking goat level shit. I wish I'd still been watching. I might have to look up highlights of that. That sounds amazing. So Mountain Man, what usually, just out of curiosity, like what's the line that people cross where you think, fuck this guy, I'm not subbing to them anymore? Or is it just like general boredom? Or if somebody says something really out of pocket? Like where's the line for you? Because I mean, I know that people say that subbing is obviously free and it's not a big deal, but it kind of, I mean, it kind of is, man, because it fucks up your whole like it fucks up your what you get recommended and all that kind of stuff. So, and obviously you don't want to be throwing support to somebody that you think's a cunt. It's fair. Who's cut? Oh, the other guy. What a scrap. Oh, they both get an extra 5K. This guy's face. Oh my god, his eye looks like a vagina. I'm sure he's going to be very pleased to hear he's got an extra 5K when he's wearing a fucking eye patch for the rest of his life. His eye, he looks like you could stick your dick in his eye. Oh, that's gross. And DC's going, this is what this show's about, guys. Mutilation, guys. Great scrap, though. Subbing is fucking awesome, and giving watch hours to people you actually enjoy means something. So even if you're gonna go to sleep, I do that all the time. Like quite often, yeah. When I'm about to go off, like a no chill or paradox will jump on, and I always just like I'll make sure I'm typing a few comments in, and then I'll just leave them on for the remainder of the night. That's how you show love to your boys on YouTube. Help out with those watch hours. Have you seen Bisping and Hollyoaks? No, I did not. You're fucking joking. Hollyoaks was one that I just couldn't get behind. Hollyoaks was so basically the way that the lineup was. I think it was Hollyoaks was on at like 5:30. Then Coronation Street was on, and then EastEnders. They do them like back to back. I could not watch fucking Hollyoaks, man. I could never get into it. Type it in. EastEnders slap you down. Hang on a sec. 1 second. Split decision. This guy with the vagina with the vagina eye thinks he got a 3027. Retard. You fucking retard. They're both going to get contracts though, surely. Yeah, Cow's cut was yuck as well. I'm surprised they didn't stop that, you know. I think if Jared had connected one more time, they would have. This guy is fucking. He's like, what? His face is hanging off. And he thought, when they read out 3027, he thought he got the split. Delusional fucking cunt. I don't agree with 3027, but as soon as they said that, I knew this grad guy had won. Your face. Oh, Biker Grove? I remember Biker Grove. Dana White's not really exactly holding his cards close to his chest tonight, is he? I love how Dana's like, hey man, you're leaving here with 15,000. You stingy fucking bald cunt. What a prick. What a prick. He's saying it like he's like this is the peak of generosity. What a douchebag. His face was a balloon, mate. I can't even see it. Bro, that's the sad thing. And the thing is, he's gonna get to the back. He's gonna see his eyeball hanging out of his skull, and then Dana's gonna siphon up to him and be like, "You got an extra 5K, bro." I would punch him out if he said that to me with my face looking like that. I wouldn't care what the ramifications are after that. Meanwhile, he gives a Nelk boy to. This is what I'm saying. This is what Dana White is a fucking scumbag, bro. You got an extra 5K. Fucking pussy. Yeah, Emmerdale was shit as well. But the thing is, though, Emmerdale had its moments as well, though. Emmerdale had there was one or two characters in it. There was a character in it. I think it was Kian or something like that. There was a character in it that I watched for a very brief period. He was very entertaining. But yeah, fuck Dana White. I hate the way he says that, man. Oh, you got a bonus, man, and then looks at you like as if to say, "Suck me off immediately." It's 5K, mate. It's 5,000. Even with 50,000, it's like, bro, they were giving out 50,000 back in 2013. Inflation, motherfuckers. That shit's worth like 32K now, you scumbag. Yeah, I reckon they had a reach around, definitely. Dana White, yeah, is gonna have a Vince McMahon level expose on him in about 10 years. Once they get sick of his ass, there's gonna be an expose. 100%. Well, he didn't mention the Nelk Boy specifically, but yeah, he's been Dana White's a scumbag, mate. He's an absolute scumbag. Fuck that cunt. I used to really enjoy him, but there's funny evil, and then there's just like evil. And it's like, exactly, Rob. It's like it's oh look, there's his oh look, there's his bird. Did he just propose to her? She looks like a little girl, mate. Armsby, are you in the Discord already, mate? I'm not sure. I need to find a way to shout at you, bro. Even just for the Newcastle banter. I don't know any Newcastle fans, mate, and it's fucking depressing. I can't. Mojahid Feudalit did a great cartoon on Dana today. I like that guy. I don't watch everything he does, but he's pretty funny. No way. Shane McMahon was definitely double tapping with his dad. You know that was going down. I can imagine Shane McMahon like smashing Stephanie and Vince like cucking in the corner. I reckon that went down as well. The mom holding the camcorder. They're just a gross family, mate. They are a gross family. Oh, you fucking legend, Arnsby. Yeah, send me a friend request and we'll I'll definitely like to hang out when I come down to Newcastle. Get fucking rattled. Yeah, old Dana Dana used to be a based, enjoyable son of a bitch. Now he's just evil. The fact that he sits there with like it's the pay thing that bothers me. And it's not only the pay thing, it's like if you're gonna pay people low and take the piss here, own it, innit? But he tries to go on like he's generous. There's Newcastle fans. We exist, bro. I mean, I've only ever met one in person, but we exist. We're out there. We're out there. And Siggy's CJ, you a smoker? I didn't realize that. I've done the old Siggy's in the leaving the Siggy's in the pant and soaking them out. I've done that in the past. Oh, another power slap ad. When is the power slap companion? I mean, you say that as a joke here, but I feel like for parity, yeah, to be fair, I might have to do one day. Just to show that I've been fairly criticizing them, or that we've been fairly criticizing them. Did you watch back that video when you found that Jack's quote? I fell asleep watching it last night, which probably isn't a good sign. But I'm gonna find that quote and I'm gonna send it to Jax later on today. No, I quit. We've all been smokers. I started smoking when I was like 14 years old or 13. I'm so glad that I quit that shit. I'm so glad I quit that shit. This power ranking thing is so stupid. This has been a fun night. I'm glad I did this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it every week, but we'll see. Do you think Rigo goons during each power slap battle? I think Rigo goons whenever there's. It's more with like. I'm not going to get into that guy's a fucking scum as well. Rigo. I prefer to call him Rigu. I don't know who called him that in the live chat before, but I thought that was hilarious. Rigu. I'm pretty sure he's had his alts up in here. He's had his alts going far and wide into other people's chats saying Rigo's actually a nice guy. He's actually a chill dude when you get to know him. It's like nah. It's like I'm sure that Ted Bundy was a nice guy from time to time, or a chill dude from time to time. I smoked cigarettes and weed for 20 years, but I gave them up a year and a half ago. Well done for you, Rob G. It's a tough habit to kick. Weed was the hardest. Weed was the hard. It was no chill. It was no chill. Weed was the hardest thing to kick for me because I was a massive stoner back in the day. It's amazing, yeah, that I managed to get to decently get through school and college and university because I was literally blazed out of my skull. But yeah, what's bothered me about Rigu's behavior recently is apparently he's been asking his members to mass attack other what do they call it? What do they call it on YouTube where you basically fucking just so you know my brain is just fucking soup at this point. It's like when you mass report. So he's been convincing people in his chat who he has arguments with to mass report people's channels for various different things. And that to me is just next level cunty. Like you should get kicked off the platform for doing shit like that. Like people spend time building up their YouTube channels and you have a little disagreement with them or somebody calls you a nonce, which is probably true. Then you get all upset about it and tell people to fucking mass attack that channel. Full analysis on Rigu. He's a bit bipolar. He has his moments. Raid Grape. Brutally, I thought the only reason why I was happy to come on tonight as well is I had a feeling you weren't going to come on tonight. What is Raid Grape? Is that Rigu's new strategy? Thanks for coming on, Rob's neighbor. You're more than welcome here anytime, man. And like I said, when you pop back in, you will definitely get shout outs. So you're always welcome. And thanks for stopping by, man. I'm sure you've seen me pop up once or twice in ITP stream talking shit. And yeah, mystery solved. I look like a 12-year-old girl. So here we are. In case you were wondering. It's been a pretty chill stream tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Again, it's not what I expected, but they never are. It's always just a bit relaxed and chilled. I've enjoyed this one. Hopefully this last fight won't kill the buzz of the entire card because it's been a good one. Yeah, so I've got nothing against Rigu's content because I don't really watch him. I don't really know what he's like as a person, but it's just the things like I said, the doxing, the trying to get people's channels struck, all that kind of stuff. It's just scummy. There again is our link to Rob's neighbor. You top fucking G Crystal. I'm definitely going to hit you up when I fight. I'm definitely going to come over to America at some point and just see all of it. I'll do like a fucking road trip or something. You know that road trip that everyone talks about doing where they go from one end to the other? Hopefully, if I live long enough and my kid gets old enough, I'll jump over there and do that. Honestly, Bisping's channel lured me in. Then I watched Mexican martial arts, then saw Bisping ripping Guru, checked out Guru and got hooked. That's quite the lineage to get into MMA stuff. And trust me, Rob, there's a mass Rob's neighbor. There's a massive there's such a deep MMA community here. Subscribe to Brutally Honest MMA as well. His content is fucking amazing. And his live streams are really entertaining as well. So subscribe to Brutally Honest if you haven't already. He's another guy that I like. I don't just consider a mate of mine. Like, I genuinely enjoy his content. and his live streams are always real chill, and he's an entertaining fuck. Glaze over. Yeah, America's massive. I'd probably need to be there for like a year or two, but it's on the list. Yeah, I don't get involved in the drama of channels and be yeah, neither do I. Like, and it gets very, very like I will call somebody out when I think they're being an utter cunt. Like I will do that, but outside of that, like I don't like you know, the drama generally. If you look into all of it, most of it's pretty silly. I used to watch BYM and weighing in. Weighing in, I could never get behind. There's something about Josh Thompson that I just find really smug. I find him to be a smug, just difficult to listen to. But you know, to be fair, they both deserve their place in the space. Obviously with John McCarthy being one of the best refs to ever do it, and obviously being part of getting the new rules implemented. I mean, he was intricate to that. So his take is always very, very valuable. And Josh Thompson was a good fighter. He just comes across to me as like, it's a bit weird with him. He just comes across as a bit soft and a bit sort of, I don't know. I sound like I'm being a cunt because he seems actually like a very nice guy. Anyone like Dan Hardy's stuff? Dan Hardy's a bit of a mixed bag for me. He's obviously very knowledgeable, but I don't watch a lot of his stuff. Too long-winded, which I know a lot about. But he's very knowledgeable. He was a pretty decent fighter. But if I want like a deep detailed fight breakdown, I'll go to Dan Hardy because he's very technically he understands what he's talking about, and his wife's a fucking sweetheart as well. Thoughts on Robin Black? Robin Black. Who the fuck is Robin Black? Oh, I've seen this guy about. I don't really know that much about him, to be honest. He's a comedian, right? Hate Dan Hardy. He gives off nonce vibes. Fell out with him on Twitter. Brutally, you've been around, man. Robin Black is annoying in my opinion. I've seen him about. I can't say I've seen. I think he's a comedian if I'm right. Yeah, I used to watch Dan Hardy a lot. Same with me, man. I used to. It's probably been a little while since I've seen one of his breakdowns, but I don't mind him. I don't really have that much against him, to be honest. I think he's all right. What's Pua vibes? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Flim flam. With Karate Combat though, yeah, because I've watched quite a few Karate Combat cards recently. That Mike Meglak guy, the guy who's like Logan Paul's butt buddy, I find him quite entertaining. And we're actually doing a video about commentating. Myself and Jax are going to talk about the state of UFC commentary. It gave him watching him on Karate Combat actually gave me an idea for the direction that the UFC should go in. Little bit of a spoiler alert for that video that's coming up. I don't watch anymore, but I like his detailed breakdowns. Perfect for my 2-hour drive home from the office. This is what I'm saying. It's all filler. If you can find guys that hopefully you're watching back our live streams instead from now on and fucking off Dan Hardy. Oh, pickup artists. Has he ever revealed the story of when he picked up Veronica Hardy? I'd be interested to hear that one because she is. I don't think she's as hot as everybody says she is, but she's not bad. She's definitely out of his league. My real name's Kerry, so on top of all the crap YouTube can spam me with, I've got a girl's name so my skin. Kerry's all right, mate. Kerry's not bad, but yeah, you do need a thick skin for YouTube because I've been fucking roasted over the last year, mate, and I find it fucking hilarious. There's nothing anybody has said to me over the years that I haven't thought about myself, and I'm quite good at giving it, so I can definitely take it. I'm a giver and a receiver. I'm brutally honest. I just checked out the channel. I can't wait to dive into your Joff video, bro. You subscribing to Brutally more than anyone else. There is literally hundreds of hours of quality shit to watch. I'm still going through his stuff, and I've been subscribed for about 6 months. Yeah, there is a UFC. Kerry Hatley is the Kerry Hatley is the drunken smoky ref. I think that Dominic Cruz was really pissed off at. So the reason why I'm not talking about this fight is because they're fucking hugging each other. So in case you're wondering why I'm not giving you any kind of play-by-play, which is not what I do anyway, we've basically just descended into gay corn here. Just in case you guys aren't watching and wanted an update. There was always going to be one dud on this card, and it looks like this is going to be the one. Yeah, Brutal's direction now with doing the in real life lives are fucking good. He did one in the pub the other day, had a great night out and stuff. It's a great idea. I think you live streamed like 3 times that day. So you're really getting into it. Tim Minchkin was great in Californication. Californication is another show that I want to go back and watch at some point. Like I saw 3 or 4 episodes of it, and I love is it David Duchovny, whatever his name is? I've got all the time in the world for that gentleman. Oh, did he just trip over the ref? Oh, now they're kicking each other. Now they're booting the shit out of each other. All right, we've got some live to this one. This one's come alive. Brutally, is that what's happening? They keep taking them down. Oh, CJ, the Brutally rabbit hole is one of the greatest YouTube adventures you can go on. You need to find out why they keep doing this. Yeah, that would have been sweet. If you'd had somebody recording, it would have been the making of you. Clinching up against the fence is the worst part of MMA, and the small cage at the apex doesn't help that. Mr. Toad, we were talking about this here. What do you think about cages in the UFC in general? Because like I said, I've been to a few lives this year, and I fucking hate cage. I realize that the cages are fucking stupid. If you're at ground level here, you basically can't see shit. With like the pillars in the way and the cage, it's like you just find yourself looking up at the screen the entire time. And I'm like, might as well just go home. Well, this has heated up a little bit. I give it that. But I'm so glad that I kept my money because I'm not motivated to watch this really at all. Yeah, so brutally, in case you didn't know, Lala Jackson is Jax's wife. Just for a bit of understanding of that. And she's an absolute sweetheart. An absolute dime is our CJ. This is me glazing you extra hard, CJ, so that you start coming back on the lives again and start jumping on the videos again because I fucking missed that. MMA is way better on TV. This is just facts. This is just facts. MMA is way better on TV. I may never go to a live event again. Genuinely. Although, yeah, I did say, yeah, I was willing to give it one more try. Where I'm talking shit because I'm actually going to Bellator in September, and I said to brutally, I said this to a few people. I've bought like first row upper tier, so I'm going to give that a try. It's on in it's the Johnny Eblin and Edwards card. I know nobody else on that card, but I'm gonna go give it a shot. I've completely forgotten. I completely forgot that I bought tickets to that. UFC with a ring would be so weird though. Even the ropes get in the way. This is the thing. But ropes are way better than the cage. I think they should do a karate combat type thing and just take the fucking cage out of it. Just have like a karate combat pit. And they're never gonna do it, but or at least make the cage like less. Make it a fucking glass box if you have to. I don't know. I hate the cage, man. It's so impractical. Yeah, so Lala is CJ. Yeah, she occasionally pops on some of our videos. I've never been to a live event, but they got to do something to stop hugging up. It's so awful, mate. It's the only sport where they get away with this shit. It's awful. I fucking hate cages. I didn't realize how impractical they were until I went live. And when I went to because I've been to Thailand, I've been to the Lumpini Stadium a couple of times, and they obviously just have like a regular boxing ring to do MMA in, and it's so much better. You can see everything. The cage is just so impressive. The cage with the pillars. If you're sat, and I've been to enough events now to know that it's not just bad luck. But I'm giving it one more try. I'm going to Bellator in September. I'll see how that pans out. When's the date for that? I think it's September 17th. I think. I bet you I'm going to end up missing it. It's the same day as the Sphere, whatever day the Sphere is. So it might be before then. I think it's the same date as the Sphere. So I'm going to watch. So the Bellator card's on at 4:00 in the afternoon. I'm going to get a train down to London, and then I'll have enough time to get a train back, pop myself down it, and jump on a watch along. Because I'm definitely doing a watch along for the Sphere, a drunk along. You said something about having a moat. I said that. Do you know, that when they first created the UFC, they were planning on having a moat with like sharks in it? Obviously not where you could fall into the... But that's how retarded these motherfuckers are. Certain wrestlers would be fucked without the cage, and that's exactly what we want. I'm sick of this shit. On paper plus MMA math would go so far. Yeah, you're not wrong. How you doing live by night? Respects from Ireland. By the way, live by night. I know I sound like a fucking fruitcake, but I am also from Ireland. I actually was born in Cork, and I have an entirely Cork. Sorry, my entire family are Irish. Both sides. Where are you from in Ireland? Live by night, if you don't mind me asking. And I was actually living there last year. I was there for 6 months. I stayed in Dublin for 3 weeks, and then I was in Clare for about 4 months, and then I was in Cork for 2 or 3, which is where I'm originally from. So shout out to you, Live by Night, and support an Irish brother right here. You know what I'm saying? I fucking love Ireland. Ireland's my favorite country. One day I'm fully going to go back and live there, even though I'm going to get, the accent probably doesn't help me, but maybe I can learn to put one on. This has turned into a slobber knocker now. Your gran was born in Cork. Fucking legend. Look, Cork's so beautiful. And it's such a unique city because it's basically a round circle, right? And then the further you go into the city, it kind of goes down into itself. So it's a very uniquely built city. Pulayev is beating this man up. Fuck yeah. He's beating the piss out of him. Oh. My granddad was a mean Kavan bastard. Replacing the cage would change the entire sport at this point with how much it affects grappling, especially. But here's the thing, Toad. Do we give a fuck? If we're going to fuck anybody over now, it should be the grapplers. They've been getting away with this shit for fucking decades, the cunts. Let's turn it on its head. The thing is, if you're truly a good grappler, you don't need a fucking cage to get the job done, bitch. Put it in a pit and let's just get this done. I was saying this the other day. Just put it in a fucking field. Oh. Yeah, Pulyaev is fucking this guy up. Pulyaev could do quite well at middleweight because we all know middleweight's not, it's not very well rounded. Oh, sorry, I just realized I've got those pasty Irish genes from I'm like a glass of, look at me, bro. I can't have my brightness settings on too loud because I would too high because I would literally disappear. I would literally mold into this chair. See you later, Andy, bro. Good to see you here. Shout out to Andy Buchesny. Give that guy a fucking sub as well. Fucking legend. That's a good point as well, Mr. Toad. I'm not, maybe getting rid of the cage is a little bit hasty, but just make it so it's more fucking visible. You could see better. Speaking of grapplers, how do you feel about Jan? Do you mean Jan Blachowicz? Is that what Jan we're talking about? Just to make sure I'm being clear. Oh, Blue Trunks has got on top here. I guess Pulyaev tuckered himself out. White skin is doted. Don't let the tan psyop get you. Bro, do I look like I let the tan psyop get to me, bro? The reason why I still look like I'm fucking 12 years old. By the way, you know my thumbnail? People think that thumbnail was taken this week. That was me when I was 21. That picture of my hair plaited. I love Jan Blachowicz, CJ. I love him dearly. You know I do. I love his kicking game. I love he's such an elite striker. Jan is so well rounded, and I hope that he gets one more shot to. I hope when he comes back, they give him a goddamn title shot. He fucking deserves it. He's the only guy who made Alex at light heavyweight look human at his age. So I fucking love him. But yeah, white skin is good, and I don't mean it in the sense of like other skin is bad. I just mean like the point is, a lot of white people, they end up being like, oh, I need to go to the tanning salon and all this kind of shit, and it just gets a bit. Why would you want to look orange? White is nice, yellow is nice, black is nice. Why would you want to look like a fucking literal walking orange? I don't understand that. I mean, Pulayev is winning, but like this Anderson guy is finally starting to get some. I think they should only give guys 10, 15 seconds of hug. See, that would be the solution, but they're never going to do that. Or maybe never's an exaggeration. They're unlikely to do that. I just think there's a better alternative than having a mesh that you can't see through. I'm amazed that having gone to lives a few times this year now, I'm surprised that people pay for that shit. Especially as the more expensive seats are like on the ground, and they're the worst ones. You're better off going up in the bleachers where you've got like an elevated view. Like, you gotta love yourself, and orange skin is horrible. You're absolutely right. Why would you want to look like a walking orange? I don't understand. And we get a lot of girls like that in the UK that literally just look like they got red lips. Did you see that Oscar Willis has a BKFC? I have heard about this. Musical was talking about it in his stream earlier. I didn't know they were actually fighting. Ben Davis is going to fuck him up, though, you know. Ben Davis has actually had fights, and Oscar Willis is one of those guys who talks like he's a hard nut, but he's clearly not. He's clearly a pussy. And I dislike Ben Davis quite a bit, despite the fact that some of the guys I like in the space are friends with him. It's more the fact that his tweeting is just insufferable. I don't actually know him as a person. But Ben Davis is going to whoop his ass, man. Brutally, I don't get it. He's basically a Twitter personality, right? That's his whole shtick, right? He's basically got a... Oscar Willis is going to get beaten up. But Ben Davis has actually fought. Oh, he's got a gilly. No, he ain't got it. This is a great fight as well. This has turned into a great fight. Oscar has fought, though. Who was Oscar for? I didn't realize that. Oscar just looks a bit soy, though. Like, he looks like he's you know when people talk up how good they are at fighting, and then you just think, I don't know, man. With Oscar, he talks too much. I tend to find that the most dangerous guys I've encountered in my life are the ones that don't talk about how good they are at fighting. They just let the situations occur and then pull out a surprise. Do you know what I mean? People who go, oh man, I fucked this guy up and I was all right. Those guys, I always think you're just full of shit, mate. Oscar fought a proper MMA fight. Did he win? I'm with Jax, man. I'm with Jax. Subscribe to Making the Walk MMA. I'm with Jax. I think like Ben Davis actually looks like he's a decent unit as well. Oscar Willis looks like there's nothing athletic about the guy. I don't even dislike Oscar Willis. I don't. Isn't Hooker going to be in Oscar's corner? I don't know how much that's going to help him, though. I mean, I don't think he's training him. I'm making a video on 1974 GMC fishbowl bus. We could use that. Fucking sounds sweet, mate. Oscar did okay in it. Do you know what? Respect to them, regardless of who ends up getting fucked up, right? Respect to both of them for doing it. Because it takes genuine balls to get in there. And I remember my sister had an amateur kickboxing fight it must have been about a year ago. And I was shitting myself. And that was just my sister getting in there. It wasn't me. So For anyone to get in there and do that, you got maximum respect from me. Especially to do it with the public eye on you. When is this fight? Honestly, Oscar will mess Ben up. I hope you're right. Because I do not like Ben Davis. Like, and Oscar Willis I find amusing. He's a bit cringe, but I find him amusing. So I'd quite like to see him yeah, man, I'd quite like to see him fuck him up, to be honest. Oscar won the fight. I think it was at 155. Oh, if anyone's got any footage of that, I'd really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it. Because I'd love to see that. I saw Ben Davis get knocked the fuck out. I did see that. So Musical's basically asking for like dish on Ben Davis so that Oscar Willis can roast him. Oscar is a degenerate and acts like a schoolboy. He does. He does. I mean, let's be fair here. They're both cunts. But the question is, who's the bigger cunt? And from what I've seen, yeah, I find Ben Davis to just be insufferable. I mean, like I said, they're both cunts. It's like pick your poison. It's a pick your poison or pick your asshole. It's more that. I think it was on Mac Life. So it's on the channel, yeah. I'll go and check that out. I guarantee if we type it in, it's probably. Oh, there we go. Do you know what? Let's watch that right now while we're pissing around. Hang on. We'll be able to put it on without getting kicked up, right? Hang on a second. Let me refresh this shit. Sorry, as you see, my face is illuminated into a ghost-like. Yeah, I have been to. I went to 304 with Brutally Honest. We were both there together. Not holding hands or anything. We were just there. All right, let's have a look at this. Hang on, boys. I should be able to play this without any issues, right? All right. Hopefully this doesn't get me munted off. Let's play this in the background while we're chatting. Yeah, brutally, I'm with you. I really dislike Ben Davis. Like, I mean, I don't, like I said, I'm not a major fan of either of them. But if I had to pick, I'd pick Oscar Willis for sure. What's the weight class fight at? 30-27 is a bit weird. All right, hang on. Let me where is it? It's this one here. Hang on. Let's fast forward a little bit. Oh, there we go. Here's the fight. All right. Look at the trunks. Sorry, Rob. I just clocked that. Yeah. Wow, the leopard print. I like. You know what? My respect for this man has gone up. I'm assuming this goes the distance, right? I mean, Oscar Willis isn't knocking anyone out, but he doesn't look that bad, you know. Do you know what? Yeah, no wonder he talks a good game because he's actually got a little bit of heart. This cunt. Look at him. Has he got the leopard? Oh, nice takedown. He's got the leopard print, yeah, with the fucking pink, the pink unders. Like, fucking sweet. My respect has gone up. I mean, he seems to have a bit of heart about him. To be fair, I mean, he's taken a couple of shots here, and those shorts are fire. I wonder what kind of shape he's in now, though, because I imagine this happened a while ago, right? If I don't get many objections, there's a punchline. Everybody loves a cunt. Yeah. I mean, I do. I'm a cunt enthusiast. I mean, he's doing all right, you know. I didn't know he had a fight. And you're right, man. He's clearly got balls on him. Soy Ape Index. I'm probably going to wait to the end to see these contracts get handed out. I mean, it's pretty obvious that there's going to be more than 5. 2 years ago. Wow. Look at that head movement. Oh, he got caught there. Fuck, you know. Ooh, he looks hurt there. But fair play to him. He didn't give up. I'm interested to see how he wins from this position. He's probably sourced. I mean, wouldn't you? What kind of trunks would you wear for a fight? I'd go commando, mate. I'd go commando. You've seen those. You've seen that as soon as somebody whips it off, the guy's running in the up. That's how I'd win the fight. Seriously, with custom made shorts, I don't know. I'd probably get. I don't know. I'd get something extremely fruity though that stood out. Like I just lean into the fruit. Maybe I just have like a. Do you mean camo or no undies? I was insinuating that I would just jump in there with my bollocks out, but how about see-through translucent trunks? I'd go for the translucent trunks. I'm interested to see how Oscar pulls this off because you guys said he won, right? Black and white stripes, of course. Black and white stripes. What was I thinking? Could I go with black and translucent stripes? Would that be acceptable? Because I am very white, so it's still it would kind of count. Oh yeah, yeah, going in there with speedos. Oh, you gotta take that. Yeah, fair play to this guy. He's got some toughness about him. My respect for this man has gone up. Fishnet trunks. Now you see, Macho understands me. See, tricolor green. I'll be honest with you, Mountain. The first thing I thought of was I'd get some kind of Irish related trunks, and I'm like, it's not flamboyant enough. It's not controversial enough. I mean, it might be a once in a lifetime opportunity. Junior Albini diaper. Yeah, neon fishnet trunks would stand out. Do you know what? Watching this, I've got to say for Oscar Willis, he's actually a scrappy little cunt, isn't he? Fair play to him, because he got his face smashed off. Who the fuck's this cunt? Oh, it's a translator. I was confused. Crotchless trunks. Oh, you guys get it. I feel like you guys have hung around with me too much. It's like you get the vibe I would go for. As zesty as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Oscar is, I've got to say, he's getting work to the body. He's getting his face mauled off. Oh, he knocked him down. My respect. You have my respect, sir. Wow. I might have changed my entire tune on this one. I think he might fuck Ben Dave. I mean, it's gonna be a scrap in it. When's it happening? I assume it's this weekend, right? I think we have a watch along, boys. I think we have a watch along. So brutally, is it on this weekend? You and I might have to do a joint watch along for this shit. I think that might be the time. It's in October. Brutally. Where's it taking place? I was thinking this might even be a let's go live to this shit. I'm on board, mate. They've got my attention. Yeah, just from nowhere, look. Bank. Oh! He's scrappy as fuck. Because he took it to the body and then just bam. Wow. It's on the 10th for the 12th, according to our guy Mountain Man. I'm sure that's correct. Because I know Musical was talking about finding some information for Oscar in order to roast Ben Davis, which isn't that hard. We should go for the lols. We absolutely should go for the lols, mate. Let's get on it. I'm assuming it's going to be in the UK, right? Crystal, we've got to get you on at some point as well. We've got to do it. I know you've been venturing into the world of like live streaming as well. I'm really impressed with what I've seen with this. You've got me. You're not brutally, man. You've got me convinced. You've got me convinced. I think Oscar might get it done because he's a scrappy little cunt, isn't he? And Ben Davis is soy as fuck. It's in fucking Spain. You're kidding. I'm wondering if I can work that. Are you... Dana White is a cunt. He's telling them to do a rematch. He must be devastated. He's like, you've won. You're not getting a contract. You have to rematch the guy you've just beat on the Contender Series. Oh my God. This guy is scum. This guy is a next level scumbag. You've just been in a war of your... Oh, actually, to be fair, Nick, yeah, that's probably fair. Doing a rematch is probably fair, but don't do it in the fucking Contender Series. Nick Pacini didn't deserve a contract from that, to be fair. I've got to say, man, I'm all on board with this. We've got to work this out brutally. I'd get over to Spain for this shit for a weekend. Maybe I can work it in. Yeah, Oscar Willis definitely won this fight. I'm very impressed. Dana can be a mean fuck, but I like him. I don't like him at all. As the years go on, I've just come to hate this cunt more and more. It's like I said, man. There's funny evil, and then there's just evil. This guy's just an evil scumbag. I said this about this fight. All right. Well, man, I've got to say, man, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that. I am very impressed with that. He's clearly a scrappy little cunt. As far as I go, I have passed that 24-hour phase after I identified who I was. I have not clicked on the go button as of yet. Crystal, just embrace it. And let us know when you're doing it, because I'm going to jump on that live as well. Remember that time I got in trouble with the mother of your... She's going to be back off after... Yeah, that was more of... To be fair, that was, that wasn't really your fault. That was more my fault. And it was more of the stuff I said afterwards with the Mank thing as well that just like it wasn't a good look. Anyway, guys, before I head off here, is there anyone who's still alive that could do with a raid? Maybe we could jump on somebody who's going live right now just to funnel why don't we head over to No Chill? I think No Chill's on now. Let me poke this in there because I'm cooked, guys. I need to have a little bit of a nap. By the way, I appreciate all of you coming over here. It's been a fun one tonight. It's been much more fun than I was expecting. I just thought it was going to be a chill one. I'm going to put No Chill in there now. If you guys could pop over to No Chill MMA and show him some love, I'd really appreciate it. But I've been on here for a little bit now, and it's like fucking nearly 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be back on Thursday. Guys, have a great evening. I hope you enjoyed the show. It's been a fun one tonight. Thanks to all those who came in. I look forward to seeing you for the next one. I'll be back on, not tomorrow, the night after, same time. So 1 a.m. UK time on Thursday. Peace, boys. Brutally, I'll catch up with you very, very soon. Robert, thanks for stopping by as well, my man.